Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
I could find someone vaping and just stand on a ladder near them.
On.Cloud.Nine. Right.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every single week chooses a popular saying and tries to take a shallow but hopefully comedic / interesting look into its meaning, its usage, its origins, and whatever else we feel like looking up. But it will also carry our conversation through, which would have otherwise been directionless. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I'm Skitty. It's going to be 6 feet away from you today.
Yes, it is. Again, the fisheye lens makes us look a little closer than we are. But
Yeah, but
that's why we got pop screens on our mics.
right, and we have like that kind of barrier between us, like that.
Plexiglass. You know who is in business right now is plexiglass makers.
Oh, I experienced that for like the first time this week, where it's just like a
Everywhere.
general store. It looks like it's ready for like a gang fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got plexiglass, like bank teller glass up everywhere.
Little West Side story.
Drugstore, grocery stores.
It's kind of
I
interesting.
even saw it duct taped to the outside of the drive-through of a fast food place. So they already have opening and closing windows. Now they have plexiglass over top of that with just a little, bank teller hole at the bottom.
One of those funny. Have you ever had the fast sneeze, where you just like you going on anything and then like you're like, oh man, I don't even know where that came
Oh
from.
no, I would like that because mine are usually like, oh, okay, I'm gonna look at the light. It's coming. Come on.
Well, for those of you who can identify out there with the fast sneeze, where we had one at home the other day, and it just got us cracking up, where because of all like the socially distancing conscious stuff, and then having one of the and it was like when it happened so fast, you can barely get a hand up.
I can hold out until like I can choose when I sneeze.
Oh, that's well. Wow. Okay. Cool. Good for you. That's a superpower.
Now there's
I don't have that ability.
Salad bar sneeze guards everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that in Jack Black in the Nacho Libre. There's this scene where he's trying out the kids, like it's that brownie gruel. You know what I'm talking about?
But he just spits
He
it.
takes he's like and then he just kind of smears it into his hair. Oh, that's so funny. That's the fast sneeze. And in these socially conscious times of body fluids flinging around,
This is a crazy time, man.
That's pretty wild.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Last week we talked about not my cup of tea accidentally.
Yeah.
And one of the things we didn't talk about, which totally could have on that topic, is sharing drinks. Mm-hmm. So, like,
You're not a drink sharer.
I am not a drink sharer anyway.
Right, that's not
but
your thing.
I have a feeling going forward,
No one sharing.
no one will be.
The end of mono.
Yeah, I think a lot of these precautions that they're putting up, out of like, you want your employees to still work here or there, put up these protection guards. I'm curious to see how much of it just stays forever now. If the new thing will be like, if you're
I'm good.
yeah, like let's just leave these up.
Hey, this is delicious. Do you want a sip of this?
No,
I'm good, thanks.
that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So we threw you. We said we'd do some fact checking. I didn't go into it very deeply, but we do know a couple of things about not my cup of tea. To keep it short and sweet, because we got other stuff to go on to, is that it is the 1800s, but it first started as a positive thing, like early 1900s, where it started being used as an idiom, but as that is my cup of tea.
Okay.
British.
It was
British.
The affirmative. It was British.
Yeah. But it was in the affirmative. Like,
Fun that we could-
I love that. That's my cup of tea.
we
That's my
deduced-
jam.
We deduced Britain out of
It's
that.
the British version of that's my jam.
Way less, more wooden teethy, more cardigan-y, all these sorts of things. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's good.
That's all the origins you're going to get.
I feel pleased that we were able to just
So you said 1930 something.
deduce ourselves down.
And so you were off by a decade. That's pretty good.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Good for us. Anyway.
Good for us.
Well, and as well last week, then we kind of gave a pre-hint as to what this week was going to be
You
out.
did. Again, for those of you who didn't tune in last week, you're going to want to go back one episode to see the mayhem that ensued when we both planned for a different subject matter.
We'd had busy weeks and didn't quite talk to each other.
Well, here's a little hint as to what this week is going to be like.
I'm here at Shelbyville Hospital, where a local woman has just given birth to 9. That's right, 9 babies.
Some say 8 babies is a blessing, but they don't know the joy of 9.
Would you say you're on Cloud.Nine?
We're on Cloud.Nine.
There you go.
There it is.
It's like the Duggars.
I've been accused of using The Simpsons too much, but there's so much material.
Because they have like 20-something years of material to draw from. They're going to show up.
And they're just, it's so quick-witted all the time that there's always a reference to whatever we're doing. So, yeah. Anyway, that is today's...
On Cloud.Nine.
Yeah, being on Cloud.Nine.
I did, when I was doing my research on it, came across a funny Mitch Hedberg, comedian Mitch Hedberg.
Totally, yeah.
And so that total... I'll try and do his voice, even though he's deceased, and I mean no disrespect. Why is Cloud.Nine so amazing? How's that?
That's pretty good. You got the intonation.
What's wrong with Cloud.8? That joke came off the top of my head, and top of my head ain't funny.
Last part he said too?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So you can see Mitch Hedberg. Why do we go all the way to 9? What happened to what happened to Cloud?
Being on any cloud should be fine.
Exactly.
So being on Cloud.Nine means, of course, being in sort of a blissful, things couldn't be better. I'm on Cloud.Nine.
On Cloud.Nine, there was a cartoon array, a kind of old schooly, a black and white of angels on varying clouds, and the clouds are all numbered. I don't know if you saw that. The clouds are all numbered, and it's the angels on clouds, like 1 through 5, and they're whatever. And the ones that were on cloud labeled Cloud.Nine, he's just kind of sitting there. He's like, I'd expect it to be happier.
That's good.
Yeah. I thought Cloud.Nine was going to be better than this.
Yeah. It's just another number.
Wah, wah, wah.
So do you have a personal example of just that blissful state of like things could not be better, where you've I was on Cloud.Nine?
So one of those things that I know both you and I appreciate, whether it's the escape room or in geocache land solving puzzles, when you get that euphoric moment of I'm smart. I'm smart. Man, am I smart.
I figured that out.
Yeah, can you believe that I figured that out? I'm so smart. That is probably...
I'm as smart as the 18-year-old who came up with it.
Exactly. Those things where you're riding for the next half an hour on pride of how amazing you are.
I could do anything.
Yeah. So that would probably be a good Cloud.Nine. Of course, there's been like some life events where you're like, that was amazing, da 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 da. But as far as like within your grasp, you can have this today. Like, you can have Cloud.Nine like this afternoon. Just go to escape room and either be on Cloud.Nine or...
Yeah, there's the birth of your children where you're holding your
not easy to
repeat.
Yeah, can't repeat that one easily.
Not the firstborn.
No, definitely not that one. I guess you could start again with a different family or something. That would be...
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little more sideways view on it, but you see a second firstborn.
Second firstborn.
But so for someone else, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, not easily. That's going to take a lot of preparation, and the consequences are much more dire.
I've had some
18 years
Cloud.Nine moments, like performing, where you whether it's a play or a concert, where you're just like, you come out of there, the crowd is cheering, and you're like, yes, I'm on Cloud.Nine, I'm floating right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it always adoration?
No, I think you can be proud of someone else and their accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Like something your kids do, you could probably pull it out there too.
Right. Just being pleased with the situation.
Yeah.
You've cooked things. So one of the things that keeps coming up in all this newfound Corona land is people posting their baked goods, or they're trying new recipes, or they're just getting out there and experiencing new things in the culinary. And you can see
it's either that or jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's posting jigsaw. That's the new Instagram post. Used to be your meal. Now it's jigsaw puzzles
of a meal. Yeah,
of a meal.
Where people are just so proud of like, I suck at cooking, but I made this.
Yeah.
Have you had any interesting meals at your house?
Well, again,
in Corona land?
my plug, my free plug that we've yet to be sponsored for, but
Brought to you this week by
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh is considered an essential service, so our meals are still showing up, and so we had what do you call it? Caramelized onion burgers last night with
that's tasty.
roasted garlic mayo cauliflower.
That's awesome.
And so I've never cooked as much as HelloFresh has brought into my world, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Like when you make a meal and your whole family is like, "This is amazing," even though I'm literally just given. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. Like I'm given the ingredients. There is no creativity. I'm following instructions on
Open
a
this
map,
packet onto this,
and it's like.
But there is a sense because you're like, well, if you don't feel like a chef, and it's like, now I feel like a chef.
Yeah,
this is what chefs feel like all the time.
I make zero moderations to it, like it's
or modifications
or modification. What? Oh, did I say the wrong word? What does moderations mean then?
That you should only eat a certain amount of it, like as in moderation.
Oh, in moderation. Yeah, I make no modifications.
Whatever.
Which sounds like a George W. word.
Which you just made a modification.
Did
so
you
there you go.
I'm going to make myself some modifications.
I'm going to modify. Modificate.
One thing did pop into my head on this is more reality based of being. I'm sure you've been, whether it's skiing or whatever, where you've literally been above the clouds.
Oh yeah.
So I have this picture of me in a rented Jeep Wrangler on the Big Island of Hawaii, up on top of Mauna Kea, up by the observatory, where I'm higher than the clouds, and there's this grass covered.
I know where you're talking about.
And I'm like, it was a moment. Like I'm like, this is beautiful.
Right.
Like I could have just sat there for an hour just looking at everything, and I'm like, that was kind of. So it wasn't anything. It wasn't adoration. Well, at least not inwardly. I was in adoration of creation and being above the clouds, and it was amazing.
And so it doesn't have to be about you or a family member. You can just appreciate something.
Yeah, I'm sure some people reach Cloud.Nine using substances.
Well, there's another left turn for you.
Right.
I didn't see that coming.
No, I've never been.
I've not experienced Cloud.Nine that way.
No, I'm as goody two shoes.
There
as
is
they
no
come when
high
it comes to that kind of stuff.
Like the Most High. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that is nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, but you're talking about things like I can experience that.
Maybe I'll post that picture just to share my Cloud.Nine moment. I have that somewhere. I'll find
There
it.
you go. But there's something that like you can have some of these things like today, now.
I can't have that one.
Not quite, but you can go up to like Grouse or something and hope that the clouds are really low.
We can't fly internationally anywhere. I could find someone vaping and just stand on a ladder near them.
Cloud.Nine. Right. What happened to Cloud 8?
Hey, do you know what COVID-19 actually stands for?
No.
This is not a joke. It's you look at me like,
Oh, I thought there was some punchline.
no,
at the
no
end.
punchline. I've just been, learning all these things, and I'm realized I don't know what that, but it's coronavirus disease for 2019. It's that simple.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19.
Or it could be the 19th. There's Rocky 7. Have you seen COVID-19?
Well, I hope not.
Man,
it's not good.
Sequels typically not
are
so great,
terrible.
but 19. Wow,
That was bad. But they just keep making them.
just keep coming out.
Is it just there's just some people that are just into that sort of thing, and I guess it keeps that industry running.
Wait for COVID-20.
No, thank you. I'll take a hard no on
Even
that.
Sarzer.
You thought 2016 was SARS. 2020 SARSer. So terrible.
Oh man. So yeah.
So one thing that let's just jump in on some origins soon. But I will say, maybe it's just the disposition to find silver linings in things. There's an enjoyment.
Was that an intended pun right there?
Well, cloud silver lining.
Yeah.
I think that happens on a subconscious level, to be honest with you.
What?
That your mind goes to cloud analogies subconsciously, or things that sometimes people will say things related to a topic without meaning to during a topic.
Right.
I think it's subconscious, but that's a different story for another time. But I am enjoying this pandemic. I'm looking for the silver lining of things. I think it's just a
You
disposition.
can send your emails to.
Send your hate. No, the part that I think, that silver lining part is people spending a little more time with loved ones and family. And
Yeah, depending on your living situation, some are separated from their family. But yeah, if you've got kids at home, like it's good family time.
I'm trying to be upbeat.
Yeah, no, it's good. Let's have upbeat coronavirus.
Yeah, because there's always enough, if you want to be depressed, flip on the news instead of this.
Sure, yeah, totally.
But there's good things too.
Totally.
Where are you going to take that and drag it down to depression?
Well, no. Do you ever get older and realize something your parent says? You're like, oh man, that was a joke. I had this moment years ago, but it reminded me of this being on Cloud.Nine, where I asked my dad as a kid, I'm like, do airplanes ever get speeding tickets? And he tells me the story about, yeah. There's police planes up there, and they'll pull you over. The pilots will have to get out, walk on the cloud, talk to the cop. And I believed it. I'm like, oh. And it wasn't until I was, like, it's not like I continued to believe it, but all of a sudden it popped into my head as an adult and went,
that was a joke. My dad's a liar.
I can't believe that. I believed that.
That's
How
funny.
many more things have I been lied to about?
Probably plenty.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of On Cloud.Nine, I'm sure it has some interesting place that it began. Where did it begin?
Well, why does this fail? Every week I get it all lined up, and then the second I press play...
We had months of strongness, and then your computer got a virus.
Maybe it's got... all right, let's get this
little
party
something like this. There we
Said
go.
some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
Ba-dum.
Oh, that was weird. We both did that. Okay, so being on Cloud.Nine has been around since the 50s. We know that for sure. And it doesn't really get much older than that. But here's a couple little quotes to prove that. So here's one from the Holland Evening Sentinel, April 20th, 1955. Dusty Rhodes of the Giants admitted today that he will have to come down off of Cloud.Nine pretty soon and go to work. And Dusty Rhodes was an outfielder who was actually kind of criticized for his inability to run, hit, throw, field, whatever, but is also remembered by aficionados of the game as helping ensure his team's 4-0 victory in the World Series of 1954. So 1955 in the newspapers, referring to a baseball player coming off of Cloud.Nine. So at the same era, the expression is been a lot of credit has been given to a radio show called Johnny Dollar. Ever heard of that?
No.
Did you come across that? Johnny Dollar in
Johnny
the 50s. Every time in the show, whenever the hero was knocked unconscious, he was transported to Cloud.Nine.
Okay.
And so they think that popularized.
What years are this?
That's 1950. So that's
Okay.
That's kind of the oldest reference.
Did you come across one for the U.S. Weather Bureau?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's also in the 50s.
Yeah. So the what is it? What's the actual Cloud.Nine?
Oh, yeah.
Cumulonimbus.
Cumulonimbus. Yeah.
Cumulonimbus. Yeah. So that's one of the more common ones out there is that cumulonimbus. But there's 10 cloud types, and it's number 9. But it's the one that, is typically on the postcard. It's the beautiful one.
Right. Well,
Cumulonimbus.
its Latin is interesting.
Okay.
And this isn't a joke. Because I know it has that lead into it. Latin cumulus, meaning heaped, and nimbus, rainstorm. A heaped rainstorm. So it's not just fluffy white, beautiful angels, harps. But yeah, so its meaning is heaped rainstorm.
Right.
Cumulonimbus.
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 So nimbus is rainstorm. Cumulo is heaped, piled, stacked.
Yep.
Yeah, which is that type of cloud. The one
Right.
picture.
And they do look good.
Yeah, they do.
So it's not like gray and gloomy, but I guess it could be.
Yeah.
Stacked rainstorm.
Another one came from Buddhism. Did you see that?
Negative.
Buddhism, that there's different stages of the progress to enlightenment.
The fivefold path?
And I don't know. I didn't dig into Buddhism, but this Cloud.Nine is, again, 9 of 10. There's 10 steps to complete enlightenment of a bodhisattva. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm apologizing to my Buddhist friends.
I don't know what you're saying to me right now.
But exactly. But Cloud.Nine is one of the 10 steps to one of the 10 stages to enlightenment, to perfect enlightenment. But both of those, both the cumulonimbus and the Buddhist one, neither hold any water. No pun intended.
See? I think it's a thing. It's subconscious.
Because both of them are actually in reference to 10 things. So there's 10 cloud types, there's 10 stages. So they're like, somebody said it's really unlikely that it came from either of those. That'd be the equivalent of saying that you used the whole 9 yards came from a football reference. Right. Because there's 10 yards.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. But that's
like
where...
the 6th layer on a 7-layer dip.
Yeah. But we said that...
I don't even know what that means.
I'm just riding on layer 6 of a 7-layer dip. We can turn that into an idiom. But earlier than the 50s are variants of it. So Cloud 8, going back to Mitch Hedberg here, Cloud 8, which was from Alban Pollock's glossary, The Underground Speaks, from 1935, where it says, befuddled on account of drinking too much liquor. And it's referring to being on Cloud 8. So it literally meant being in a dreamy state.
Okay.
It was being on Cloud 8. And there was even a Cloud 7, which was, again, 50s-ish. But I've got to read this whole quote because it's from Pacific Stars and Stripes, January 20th, 1954. And he's referring to, so this is Joe Nevins of the U.S. Army, and he's taking R&R in Tokyo. This is the quote. We latched on to an ultimate meetin' where a local crew was making with the music that liked to rock the roof off, and everyone was having a ball. Lots of noises, lots of sounds that put us up on Cloud 7, though we weren't in the States. The drummer was beating the skins, the pianist was really tickling the 88, and the sax man was frantic on the horn was the most.
It's like you're doing spoken word right now.
I know.
Wow.
That's a quote from Pacific Stars and Stripes. Anyway, Cloud 7,
beautiful.
again, it meant it was the best night ever. They were partying, they were on
your
Cloud 7.
Your delivery was amazing.
And there was even one that I didn't put down much information, but even one that was Cloud 39. So there was a bunch of references, Cloud 7, 8, 9, even 39, which made me wonder, is it just inflation?
Right.
Like, will it turn into Cloud 10 eventually?
It'd have to be really amazing, apparently.
Like you'd think that if it's being used a lot, I'm on Cloud.9, and your buddy's going to go, yeah, well, you know what? I was on Cloud 10.
It's like a great
and
joke.
Eventually it just catches on, and everybody's saying Cloud 10.
My night was so amazing. Cloud.9, Cloud 10.
Cloud 10. Okay, last but not least, since the 80s-ish, Cloud.9 has been the predominant one. It has outranked all of the others, and they think it probably has to do with music. So George Harrison titled his 1987 album Cloud.Nine, and the Temptations on their psychedelic soul album of the same name in '69, so a little earlier. But they think pop culture and music put it over the top as being the phrase we use.
That's funny. It never, I really hadn't thought about it in terms of scaling. But that makes sense because I guess
It just keeps you getting better.
because there's more numbers after 9 for things.
But you can never use it negatively. You can't be like, I'm only on Cloud 2. How was bowling? How'd your game go tonight? Kind of a Cloud 2 sort of game.
Cloud number 2.
Number 2 Cloud, that's a different thing.
That's way different.
I've been in a room full of those.
When someone
ever
walks in, yeah, there you go. Minds are working at the same
Ever
pace.
walk down the aisle of Walmart and you're like, that's a Cloud number 2.
That's a Cloud number 2. Woo! Get the Febreze out here. By scaling it, Cloud.Nine sounds amazing, but I guess it would really depend on the size of your scale. So if the clouds went to 100, Cloud.Nine's not that good.
Right, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Cloud 39's a little bit better.
That sounds way better than Cloud.Nine.
Even though I heard references to Cloud 39, I couldn't find any quotes or anything, so I'm not really sure about that one.
Sounds all pretty made up.
Yeah. Cloud 99. Almost perfect.
There you go. It's Cloud 65.
Cloud 65.
Yeah.
So Cloud 50 is just like,
Cloud 65 is by the beast.
Cumulonimbus.
So stupid. Anyway. So yeah, the separation, because normally here in where we're at, we often experience clouds are part of our everyday vibe.
Oh yeah, that's our Rainville.
That is our constant. That is our sunshine.
Rain City, the wet coast.
Yeah, so we love, it's like, you gonna put on a jacket? It's like, nope. It's like, it better be monsoon before I put on a jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm just gonna get wet.
Yeah,
and now I got a jacket to deal with.
You can mock people with umbrellas.
It's an idiot. Must be a tourist.
Here, I got one for you.
Sure.
No, I don't, because I suck at all things media.
That's okay.
So I apologize for that. Hey.
Well, my epiphany came at recess this morning, and I've been on Cloud.Nine ever since.
Do you know Summer Heights High?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a little obscure, but worth checking out. It's funny.
One thing that I found amusing throughout all of this is getting people back into our education, whether it's our college people or our it's got to have sucked to be in school right now, expecting to finish out your
you're talking about
school
COVID.
year. I'm back to COVID. I'll wrap in some cloud reference later, but the separation of, like, the year was rolling along fine. We were going to have Easter, a couple more months, slog through, and you're done. And that now everybody is homeschooling.
Yeah.
Whether it's
no more mocking the homeschoolers.
It's like, turns out the homeschoolers had it right the whole time. It's so whether it's directed by a teacher at their public school or private school, or they're still homeschooling, but everyone's schooling at home.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that cracks me up.
I actually thought we were late enough in the school year that they would just go, we're done.
Close enough, guys.
Yeah, we'll grade you on what you've done so far.
Well,
should be interesting though, because some who maybe weren't doing great in school will thrive, and some who were thriving will be like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Our Cloud 7s going on to our Cloud 8s, or our Cloud 12s. What do our Cloud 12s do now that they need to graduate?
Yeah, I know.
So it's like,
it's crazy.
Suddenly it becomes way like, I guess, our young men with their tuxedos and our young ladies with all their dresses just get to hang out at home.
It's crazy.
Good thing you jumped on.
Nobody's going anywhere. And then they're, because they were encouraging people to go out, but keep your distance. But people just went out in droves.
Sure.
So like the trails and the parks were jam-packed, full of people, and the beaches and...
Yeah, I was out on Sunday and I thought, I'm going to go for a walk in a nearby park, and I'd never seen that many people, so I went back the other way.
I know. Yeah.
I'll take another trail. I'm good.
Yeah. Are you wearing masks in public?
No, I haven't quite got there. But
masks are hard to come by. But I've been doing I look like a bandit. Like I'll pull a bandana up over my face, which probably does nothing. But
what's really doing that is the spurs you wear. I just don't think those are necessary. It's like, is he in chaps right now? Like, that seems over the top. It's in total bandit mode. So
I robbed a couple trains.
Exactly. I wonder if our grade 12 graduates just have to sit beside like a punch bowl and just like groove on an InstaChat type thing, or like
Zoom prom.
It's like, just kind of bop it up and down to the Zoom
dance?
prom. And the person's like, you're muted. You're muted. I was asking you to dance. You're muted. What'd you say? I said you look fat in those pants.
Oh, a throwback.
Yeah, or it becomes weird. I guess that crush that people may have had on their teacher starts to get weird now that it's your mom. Or whatever. Poor homeschoolers.
They're even they're not everybody owns a computer in this day and age. Not everybody owns a computer.
I refuse to believe that,
or has internet, and so certain providers are offering free or subsidized.
Even our So I'm in contact with dozens and dozens of seniors, and they all even have cell phones.
Yeah, I know.
And
but
so
that's out there. I can't remember which provider said, we're going to come alongside the school. And if somebody is in need. I got a call from my daughter's martial arts teacher today. And they're like, there are scholarships available. But they're even doing online, like tune in.
Piano lessons are still on.
Yeah.
Ballet lessons
they were
are still
offering
on.
scholarships. Like they're just trying to retain us, right? Because we could all quit it. Like, we're done. We're not paying you.
What cloud are they on, do you think?
And so thankfully I was able to go because I'm independently wealthy thanks to this podcast. But actually, we have not lost our jobs yet. Mm-hmm. So use the scholarships where needed. We're okay.
Right.
But they were very grateful for that.
Hey, at least we got this fallback plan.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like one day we'll look back and go, that was like their safety net. Great timing that we started that podcast right before the world broke. Well, you know what? We're running along.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, we're out of time here. We got to head into the home stretch. It's time for some Riddlinks.
Riddlink is a game we like to play that takes a 2-part trivia-based questions and requires a 2-part but overlapping answer. So, for example, last week when we accidentally did Not My Cup of Tea, you left us with this Riddlink. I don't really enjoy that short-armed dinosaur. And so the answers did come flying in. It was Not My Cup of T-Rex.
That's nice and straightforward.
Not My Cup of Tea and T-Rex overlapped.
Nice.
So that's how you play the game.
Well, I do have a couple ready for you today. Let me start.
Hit me.
I'm going to start with the ones that you might possibly have already done. Okay. The I Feel Amazing idiom is a hit sung by German band Nina.
Oh, second time we're referring to this song. I'm on Cloud 99 Red Balloons.
That's it.
Nice.
That's a little 1984 hit by German band Nina.
Is Nina the singer or is that the name of the band?
I think it's the name of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that same thing. I actually believe it's the band name, not her. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What do you got for me?
Which is German for...
Nina? No?
I don't know. Okay, here's one for you. This dense, towering vertical cloud is a stupid person.
Oh, that is a... Give me a minute. Cumulonimbus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. That's good.
All right. This heaped rainstorm cloud is a young MC tale. For all you fellas.
Oh.
Is a young MC tale for all you fellas.
Young MC tale. Cumulonimbus. Is cumulonimbus the first part?
Yes.
Okay. Why can't I think of that song?
Cumulonimbus.
Oh, cumulonimbus to move?
Yes.
Cumulonimbus to move.
That's it.
Okay. Young MC tale. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
for all you fellas.
Yeah, I know. That was the hint.
The push along. Very nice.
Very good. Bust a move.
What do you got for us?
Well, I do have one more that
let me tell them first how they can reach out to us.
I'm sorry.
The way that you can reach out to us via Instagram is at the.village.idiom, or whether it's on Gmail at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at 3 Minutes Gone.
Perfect.
Let's hear this one.
Get involved. Here it is. This is a song by Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh hanging from a balloon in a blissful state indeed. They'll figure it out.
Funny.
Song by Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh hanging from a balloon in a blissful state indeed.
That's a good one. I like it. Well, we enjoyed putting today's podcast together.
Did we?
I am Skitty.
I am Jurassic Cumulonimbus Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
I'm doing fine up here on Cloud.Nine.
That's 3 minutes gone.